Since 2021, I've spoken to over 350 business owners and have condensed it down into the top 35 mistakes they all make. If you're new here, I help owners reclaim 20 plus hours a week so they can focus on growing the business and not just keeping their head above water. Lesson 1, treating revenue like profit. You claim you're making millions, but you're actually bleeding revenue off the balance sheet. Lesson 2, overworking instead of thinking. I used to think that 70 plus hours a week was a badge of honor. In reality, I was just grinding myself into the ground. Lesson 3, not knowing how to get new customers. If you don't know how to get new customers, you don't have a business. You're just hoping that someone actually calls your phone, and that's not going to happen. Lesson 4, not knowing margins or real profit. If money comes in, you have to know where it's going to go and how much of it you can keep. If not, you're going to go to zero faster than you realize. Lesson 5, hiring the wrong person. One bad hire can cost you months of time, and it's going to poison the well for everyone else. So make sure you only bring on the right people for your company. Lesson 6, losing your biggest client with no backup. I've been there and so many other owners have as well. Your biggest client calls, they no longer need you, and now all of a sudden you're in a bind because you don't have a sales process ready to replace them. Lesson 7, taking on the wrong partner. A partner can really unlock your business, or it can sink the ship. You have to find a partner whose skills complement yours, or all that's going to happen is that you two will be great at doing the same thing, and then you're going to fight over who gets to do that, and nothing will move the business forward. Lesson 8, clients not paying. They've hired you, you've done a good job, but now they're stalling on sending the check. You cannot allow this to happen, or otherwise you have bills to pay and those people will come to collect. You have to go collect from your clients. Lesson 9, pricing too low. Cheap clients are a pain in the butt. Avoid them at all costs. Lesson 10, not having a sales process. How long does it take from the time someone comes into your funnel for you to close them, and what percentage of them are you closing? If you don't know those numbers, you're going to struggle to grow your business. Lesson 11, build a recurring revenue system. Each month, you need to know where your money's coming from and how you're going to get it, and as we just mentioned, how you're going to collect it as well. Lesson 12, not maximizing your offer. When you go to a restaurant, what do? They offer you a drink, an appetizer, a meal, a dessert, and maybe even a coupon on the way out the door. They want to make sure that they collect as much from you when you walk in the door as humanly possible. If you're not deploying this in your business, you're leaving money on the table. Lesson 13, losing sales, but you don't know why. If your customers are saying no, and they keep saying no, but you don't understand why, what's going to happen is you're going to lose out millions of dollars by not simply understanding why your customers are not accepting your offers. Lesson 14, low brand awareness. And there's actually a video about this I saw just the other day. Alex Hormozi spent millions of dollars on his launch, and he saw a fan while he's recording an ad, and the fan goes, "Oh, I love your content." Hormozi goes, "Are you coming to my event?" which was a few days away. The guy goes, "I didn't know you had one." And Hormozi has a huge brand. You have to focus on building your brand because people will forget who you are. Lesson 15, not niching down. Trying to serve everyone means you will probably serve no one. Being a generalist is overrated. Being a specialist gets you paid. Lesson 16, micromanaging instead of leading. Top talent doesn't want to be micromanaged. They want to be led. And if you're focusing on every decision that they make, you have to be involved, they will leave your company and you will only have talent that will not help you get to the next level. Lesson 17, no SOPs. If everything's in your head, it doesn't exist. Lesson 18, not tracking your numbers closely. Odds are you don't need 1,000 KPIs, but figure out the KPIs that you need in your business and be religious about how often you check them and measure them. Lesson 19, not following up enough. People forget that you made an offer, that you have a sale, that you have a service. You have to stay in front of them, but don't be annoying. Lesson 20, wanting to be friends with your employees. Employees are great, and they can be friends, but there will be that day where you need to make a key decision and they aren't the person that you want to go to. Or they will come to you because you are their friend instead of their employer. So go ahead and draw that line, make it a soft boundary, but don't be their best friend. Lesson 21, waiting too long to fire. I can't tell you how many times I've come across this where someone knew they had a toxic employee and they did everything except for the one thing they needed to do, which was to fire that person. Lesson 22, hiring out of desperation. Don't wait until you're behind the 8 ball to figure out who your next hire will be. You should always be looking for top talent and be ready to scoop them up as soon as they're on the market, and recruiting those who aren't on the market, because one day you will need them and you want to be the person that they've already spoken to about leaving their current company. Lesson 23, not delegating soon enough. This is something we all fall into. We say, I'll get to that when I have time. Instead, you never get time because you didn't delegate. You see how that works? You think you will get there, but you never do. Go ahead and get that stuff off your plate today. Lesson 24, networking the wrong way. Networking is a great way to grow your business, but do you know how many conferences and events I've been to where it was only salespeople that were there trying to sell stuff? Nothing happened. Pick your networking event and figure out which ones actually can help your business versus those that are just full of salespeople trying to pitch each other. Lesson 25, avoiding mentorship. You need someone or someones in your life who can help you grow your business. People have been there, they've seen things, they've done things that you didn't even know existed, and odds are they can help you by telling you exactly what to do. Lesson 26, always being available for clients. Set boundaries to let your clients know when you are available and when you're not. Otherwise, they will encroach into your life, your weekends, your weeknights, every part of your life. They will want your time because they don't respect you because you haven't told them when you are available. Lesson 27, not protecting your focus time. If you don't have certain times on your calendar that focuses on deep work, you will never get it done. So right now, go ahead and add that time to your calendar, 2 to 3 hours every day, to make sure that you focus on what will move the needle for your company. Lesson 28, ignoring your personal health. I'm not saying you have to go to the gym 5 times a week, but if you're working 70 hours a week with not a lot of sleep, you're going to see chronic health issues creep into your life, so stop doing that today. Which leads me to lesson 29, protect your sleep. Sleep is so important. If you're running on 3 to 4 to 5 hours of sleep every day, the odds are you're not being very effective. So make sure as you carve out time for your health, you put in time for your sleep. Lesson 30, hiring friends and family. I lost a great employee one time because I hired his son, and his son had a substance abuse problem, and we had to fire the son over that. Guess what? Dad went with him. Don't make the mistake of hiring friends and family and think that when it comes time to make those tough decisions that they will see it the same way that you do. Lesson 31, avoiding uncomfortable conversations. You don't have to be a jerk and be overbearing, but be willing to discuss the difficult things that you need to discuss with your employees in the proper tone. As my pastor says, if we don't talk about it, we're never going to talk about it. So there is a way you can have these conversations and they can be productive, but if you avoid them, they become huge issues. Lesson 32, saying yes to everything. You can't say yes to everything. It's as simple as that. Figure out what does not actually help your business and cut it out of your life right now. Lesson 33, listening to too many voices. Do you know how many people I've come across and they get advice from here and here and here and here, not realizing that all those people might have their best interest in heart, but they don't all have the same system. And so it doesn't work. You take advice from this person and this person and this person, and it doesn't work well together because each of those people has a cohesive system. And so don't listen to 50 different people on how to get to where you want to be. Lesson 34, compare yourself to others. Do you know how many owners I have spoken to who thought that their situation was great or terrible because of something someone else said or they saw something online? The reality is, after speaking to so many owners, what I learned was most of us have the same issues, the same problems, the same frustrations, and the same solutions to solve them. And so if you get online and you see someone having a great day or a terrible day, don't compare yourself to them because you don't know the full story, and it can put you in a spot to where all of a sudden you make decisions based upon a very limited amount of information. Lesson 35, stuck in the weeds. So many owners are still doing $10 an hour tasks when they should be working on things that are $1,000 an hour. And if this is you, check this video out right here.